Let's start by saying I love The Division. Now, I know there's a lot of love or hate when it comes to this game. There's a lot of critics out there. And, you know, I get it. You know, I completely do. Me personally, I've always enjoyed The Division. I mean, hell, I've done quite a few videos on The Division whenever I got the Collector's Edition and unboxed it. Likewise, I did the, a video on the Frontline set, the Ballistic Shield set that allows you to use a submachine gun. I've also did a short video on when the 1.6 update came. Well, this week 1.7 came out, and I've just fallen in love with the game all over again. So there's my character looking quite tidy. And you know, I thought rather than just do a video about 1.7, I'd actually show me doing something a little bit challenging. So basically, here we are, starting off outside the base of operations, and I want to show you my setup. I'm using a high-end chest piece that grants overheal to all my healing skills. I'm also using a high-end backpack that allows all my healing is also applied to my objects, so my shield. And of course I'm using the 4-piece Frontline set that allows me to use an SMG. Speaking of SMGs, I roll with a Vector with Predatory, Destructive, and Ferocious. For me, that is just the best setup. I also bring the Showstopper along just in case if my shield goes down and I need to stop things very, very quickly. And also the Golden Rhino, which actually I need to re-roll. I just got that weapon. I need to do something with it. So, ability-wise, going with First Aid so I can heal myself and my shield. And of course, the Ballistic Shield with reactive targeting. As far as talents go, On the Move, Precision, One is None, and Death by Proxy. I find that is the best setup for me, personally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cash in on this global event, and I'm going to do Hudson Refugee Camp. Now, as you can see, at normal you get 150 credits, 225 for hard, but challenging you get an amazing 750. But then you can choose the level of Outbreak as well. And disclaimer, I just did the bottom tier because frankly any higher than that solo would have just been too challenging. As you'll soon see, the enemies just swarm around you. So why even do this? What's the deal with global events? Global events basically reward you with credits. They're themed events. This first one is Outbreak. And so the enemies are contagious, they have a horrible disease. But the handy thing is, if you get headshots on them, if you kill an enemy with a headshot, their head basically explodes. And then it gives you a damage modifier for increased headshot damage. If anything, that modifier makes doing challenging mode solo quite a bit easier. If it wasn't for that modifier, I probably wouldn't be able to do this. And, you know, when it comes to trying to do a challenging mode solo, I'm sure that there's other people that could do it with different builds. But again, for me personally, going with the Frontline set and the Ballistic Shield is the only way I'd be able to do it. You know, I'm not ashamed to say that's my skill level. You know, I couldn't do, you know, when you look at how these enemies, look at these guys with the shields, they just swarm you. It's like, you know, wild bees attacking you as if you were covered in honey. If I didn't have a Ballistic Shield, I would have been dead 3 times already. But, you know, admittedly, this is a little bit frustrating. You know, you have to try to get some distance, especially, look, when you're trying to reload and they just keep pounding you over and over again. So the best tactic is just to try to run away, allow your weapon to reload, and then do your damnedest to get these headshots. Because as you can see, I'm going to get that damage modifier that's actually going to make it easier for me to kill them. See, the 2 of them just went down instantly. Now, if you've never played any of the missions on challenging, as you can see, things are quite different. There's a lot more enemies, a lot more difficult enemies, and as you'll, which should shortly come up, will be some enemy types that we don't normally see on normal missions. Those are going to be the big, oh, what do you even call them? They look like the foremen, right? They're in the huge, heavy suits with all the gas canisters on them. So a trio, I believe a trio, might even be 4 of them. They're going to come out and say hello to me, as well as more shield guys. Yeah, not fun. But anyway, so why am I doing this? Why am I putting myself through playing a challenging mission on my own? Well, the reason is for these global event credits. As you saw, doing this mission is going to give me 750, which is awesome. There's 2 types of caches you can purchase from the global events vendor. There's the normal one, which costs 900 credits, which, frankly, I don't know why anyone would waste their credits on that, because it just gives you a chance at normal gear set items. Whereas the superior cache, which is 1500 credits, gives you a chance at the new classified gear sets. Now, the classified gear sets are updated versions of the gear sets that we all know and love, except the classified versions have a 5 and a 6-piece bonus to make them even better. So that's basically why I'm grinding. I'm trying to get as many of those as I can. Disclaimer, with update 1.7, only 3 of them have been introduced for this particular global event. And the only way to currently get them is from the caches. Now, what the devs have said is once the global event is finished, there will be a chance for them to draw from, activities, from bosses, I think from reward caches, from survival and last stand. But keep in mind, they only introduced 3 gear sets. When the next global event comes out, then they'll introduce another 3 and so on and so forth. What we don't know, though, is what the next global event is going to be. This one has the Outbreak theme, so it's very cleaner heavy. It's all about, this contagious infection and trying to clean it out, basically. So it does feature the cleaners throughout. But it'll be interesting to see what the next global event will have in store for us. Now, you might argue that this is just the same content. It's just rehashed. Oh, they put on a modifier and they've put in new rewards. What's the big deal? And to that, I'd say you're right. You're not wrong. Yes, it is somewhat rehashed content, but I believe the way it's been done, it's totally just sucked me back into the game, where I'm just on this drive, I'm trying to get as many credits as I can, and there's another reason for that. There's leaderboards. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, leaderboards, who cares? Who cares if I'm, in the top 10% in the world? And you're right, I don't. What I do care about is the tiered rewards. Depending on how many credits you can earn per hour, it's going to up your tier. And the higher tier that you get by the end of the event, allegedly the better rewards you're going to receive. Now, we don't know exactly what the rewards are going to compose of, but what we do know, or believe at least, is it's going to give us the new mask vanity items. Because so far I haven't had a single mask drop, I haven't seen online any information on how to get the masks. All I've seen are theories, not even theories, hypotheses. So no one knows for sure. But it does seem like they're going to be tied in with the end of global event tier reward. So I'm looking forward to those. Currently, I am in a reward tier. There's 3 reward tiers, and there's a tier under, which gives you nothing, allegedly. So I'm in the bottom tier at the moment, but I'm hoping to try to get more credits. And that was why I did this challenge. 750 credits for just the one mission. I thought this might be a good way to quickly get a lot. Now, I'm not convinced that it's the most efficient, because as you can see, at least solo, this is quite difficult. It's taken me quite a while to get past each wave of enemy, but that's because I'm on my own. As you can imagine, if you were with a full group of 4, you would have a lot more DPS, damage per second. But also keep in mind, missions scale with the amount of people you have in your group. So I'm assuming if I was in a full group of 4, we would be seeing a hell of a lot more enemies. So just keep that in mind. I would love to be able to put up a video of me soloing a legendary mission. But you know what? I tried to do one solo, and it's not happening. You know, I'm sure there's people out there that can do it, but not me. I do not have that skill level. I gave one a try, I believe it was the Napalm production site, and there was just too many enemies. They took way too long to kill, and they did a hell of a lot more damage. I mean, as you can see, look here on challenging mission, these are the tech cleaners that do the little, remember the little radio-controlled bomb cars from the Incursion? Yeah, that's now in the mission, which are on challenging difficulty. So, yeah, the difficulty level scales quite a bit when you go from normal to hard to challenging. Because, I mean, let's be honest, normal you can easily solo with any class. Hard, same, you know, you can solo it pretty much with any type of build. Of course, if you're using the Frontline set with the Ballistic Shield and submachine gun. Yeah, that was a fail. I failed there. You know, it makes it easier. But on challenging, I can't see myself being able to do this without the Ballistic Shield and submachine gun. But so we're making decent progress. We're about the halfway point now. As you can see, this is when the build and the weapon perks are really quite helpful. Because whenever I get a headshot on an enemy, I've got a 50% chance to refund the bullet. I'm also pulsing them whenever I get a headshot, so that's increasing my damage, increasing my critical strike chance. It's just all around a really good build for solo play. But then likewise, it's also a good build if you want to use this as a tank. What a lot of people don't realize about the Division is that, yes, okay, it's a third-person shooter, but it's more RPG than it is the Call of Duty. What the game allows you to do, you can make these different builds, and if you're in a full group, like the way that my group rolls, we usually have Sergeant J running as a tank, I run as the healer, and then we have 2 DPS with us. And he'll basically, you know, as a tank, as you can imagine from any other MMO or RPG, the tank's job is to hold aggro. Now, sure, when the Division first came out, that was their intention, but let's be honest, it didn't quite work. The whole aggro and threat generation was broken. It just didn't work the way it should. Thankfully, you know, the devs, they tweaked that. And now, if you're a shield bearer and you've got the right weapons, make sure that you're using the loud vent brake and not a suppressor, because the loud vent brake on your weapon will increase the threat generation as well. And if you've got that set up correctly, sure enough, all you have to do is shoot at the enemies, and that's it. They'll be stuck to you. They'll be just looking at you. You've got the aggro. You've generated enough threat, and your DPS guys will just be able to kill the bad guys from a distance. And, you know, by playing that, you don't need a self-heal. You'll be able to use other abilities. For example, if you're playing a tank in a group, I highly recommend going with the sticky bomb, because what that will allow you to do is you'll be able to generate a lot of threat very quickly, especially in a group of enemies. It gives you an AoE way to area of effect. You're not sure what that stands for. You know, an AoE way to generate threat, because you don't need to heal yourself. You're going to have your medic who's effectively going to be healing you from a distance. Now, likewise, if you're a medic, I recommend going with the support station with a large radius or a high tick rate with the, oh, what is it? I can't remember the name of the modifier, but the one that basically gives you infinite ammo and also speeds up your skill cooldown. If you roll with that and then also the first aid ability, what that allows you to do is the support station will enable you to heal all of the group members, and well, frankly, if you've got a large enough diameter in the support station, you can actually throw it between you and your tank, and you'll be healing him at the same time. But I also roll a first aid on a medic, because then that allows me to remotely heal the tank character. You know, I can shoot a first aid around. And then when it comes to your DPS, just roll with whatever you want. You know, a combination, whether it's sniper rifles, LMGs, assault rifles. You know, same with skills. Seeker Mine's quite good. Turret, flame turret is brilliant for crowd control. There's a lot of options. But that's the thing. If you tackle this game like an MMO or an RPG, and I know it's not really either of those, but if you approach it with that mindset, it's completely game-changing. It just makes the game that much more fun. Gives you a nice challenge as well, because then you start getting into the whole min-maxing your builds. That was one of my favourite things to do in World of Warcraft, was the theory crafting. You know, trying to get to certain caps. And it's the same here in the Division. If you're a tank, you know, you try to reach the armor cap. If you're DPS, you know, you're trying to get to the, the enemy armor damage cap. You know, there's all of these things you're trying to do. Same with getting your critical strike chance up, your critical damage up. The game is so much deeper than a lot of people give it credit for. But so this is good. Look, we're on the last wave before getting to the boss fight. We've done well. We haven't died. Oh, we've got radio-controlled bomb cars, which are no fun. Thankfully, I've got a fair bit of resistance. Not a huge amount, but a little bit of the flame resistance, so I don't stay burning for too long. So, this is my tactic for these guys. If I stay up here, their little car bomb things won't be able to reach me. Now, with that said, if you stand too close to the edge, the flames will actually reach you, so you just have to kind of go back and forth. As you can see, shield is doing its job, taking those hits. Now, you might be asking yourself, why in the hell do I have a scope on an SMG? And well, the truth is this, because A, that scope on that weapon actually gave it the highest damage, and very rarely do I need to zoom in when I'm using my shield build. But it's for reasons like that. If someone's really far away, they're taking cover, because the more you play with the shield build, the more you see enemies will start to just run away from you. They know what's coming, so they go and hide. So that's when having a scope on it is quite handy. Yeah, you're not going to be very accurate, but it'll be enough to at least ping them a little bit. Now, disclaimer here, I died, but not because I was sucking. Actually, my controller disconnected. So I had to start from this checkpoint all over again. And that is where we now join. And as you can see, I got one of the bosses down. Now, what do you mean one of the bosses? This mission only has one boss. You're right. On the normal and hard difficulty levels, it does. On challenging, there's 3 of them. You've got Martinez, then you've also got this guy, Shapiro, and the other guy, who I don't remember his name, but we'll see in a little while. Now, for challenging, as you see, this is quite difficult so far. I've got 3 bosses, all trying to hurt me, but also, yeah, there's Martinez. Martinez goes down really, really quickly, so get rid of him as soon as you can. Shapiro isn't too far off, but oh look, our buddies with the riot shields are back. Now this is, I was not expecting this. You know, I went into this blind. I didn't know what to expect, but I did not expect to have more of these shield guys. And what you're about to see is what I learned the hard way. Those shield guys keep spawning in. So basically, I'm trying to get the bosses down as quickly as I can. There's Shapiro. There's the other guy, Peterson. As you can see, he's got a cool little mask on. So I've killed one boss, and I realize, okay, I need to now position myself and get ready for these shield guys. And here they come. So I'm going to try to line of sight that other boss. That's one riot shield guy, but there's got to be more. Yep, they came around that way. Oh, look. He got close enough. Oh, and look. Now they've cornered me. That's the most irritating thing about these guys. Oh, and look. A nice little shot. That was a really kind of oh shit moment there. I was like, oh crap. I might be done. Right, got rid of the shield guys. Now I'm going to just go run right back to this other boss, Peterson. Try my best to DPS him, but of course I run into whatever shock trap. So I lose a lot of time there. But it's fine, it's given me a chance to heal my shield up. And look, as you can see, those shield guys have respawned already. They just keep coming in over that area where you just came into the area from, you know, that same bit. And see, I just keep going in. I'm a sucker for these shock traps. Oh, he's trying some kung fu fighting, is he? I don't think so. Not on my watch. Oh, here they go. They've got me. They've got me cornered. And there's more. As you can see, it's so easy to get overwhelmed by these guys. So that's when you just need to run away. You need to run away, get some space, use the outbreak modifier to your advantage. You see how quickly they went down there as soon as I got the headshot modifier. And look, as soon as I killed them, there's more now climbing over the edge. So this is when I go, okay, you know what? Let's just take these guys out before they become a problem. And then we'll go have a look at Peterson again. There we go, reload. And now run over to where he is. Which, as you can see, I'm having a bit of a problem finding him. Like, where the hell did he go? Oh, look, he's all the way there. So I'm just going to lay down a little bit more DPS on him. Because the shield guys have once again already started to spawn in. If you're running this as a group, I mean, you need to have communication. You're going to have someone on crowd control the best they can. Because I'm imagining that in a group, you know, there's going to be a lot more enemies than what we're seeing right here. But maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. But so now, finally, I got him. And now we can go around and pick up all their loot. Plenty of loot to pick up. But, so there you go. You can most definitely solo challenging missions if you're using the Frontline set and an SMG. You know, and a few little key talents and perks to use on your weapons. But it's definitely doable. Now, no doubt, it's going to take a bit of practice. It'll be a bit frustrating. But, you know, I like the challenge. I like the ability to, you know, be able to say, yeah, I soloed that. You know, sure, it's a social game, and honestly, you will have more fun playing it with a group. But if you are saying to yourself, oh, I don't really join a division because it forces you to have a group, well, look, you're wrong, because you can solo some of the content. Maybe not the incursions, but you know what? Soloing a challenging mission for 750 global event credits, that's pretty damn sweet. Well, anyway, guys and gals, I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like if you like, dislike if you don't, and share the video if you so wish. I will catch you later. I'm going to go back and play some more of the Division.
Good work. Now, sample team, listen up. Like I was saying, I'm going to need those blood samples.